Disappointing a deity this week on the Hapless Heroes.
The best part about all of this is it's going to be like someone like me or Hedrick that ends up screwing this all up.
Hello and welcome back to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave and I will be your host and dungeon master for this evening. We'll just start this evening the same way we start every other one by introing our cast. And today we're going to start with on my left with James as Hoblet the Smasher.
Good evening, friendos.
To his left is Mike as Lord and Captain Gwyn Southwind.
Always at my service.
To his left is Zach as Pregnart.
Oh, hello.
To his left is Phil as Hedrick the Entertainer.
I'm usually better with introductions.
To his left is John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
Let's see. Zero is Zero here.
And to his left is Francesco as the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom.
I'll come up with a plan. I'll have a plan.
So as we left, Lady Valen had a rather pointed question for her champion.
Yes, she had asked me whether or not her avatar of war was with us. To which Jarrell will kind of stutter for a second. My lady, I believe he is still in the realm of Caesar Southwind. He was the one who actually sent us in this direction to begin with.
So you came to a celestial war without the avatar of war.
Well, it sounds stupid when you say it like that.
I never really thought about it.
To Arakanor without Moradin.
Okay, so I mean, but your avatar of war is the only reason that we are able to bring your champion before you here today.
So what did you bring? A mechanical puppy?
Actually,
we have one of those. Yeah.
See, we look around and Boris, unfortunately, is like.
And Boris is literally nowhere to be found.
Yeah, she's missing. Would you like a
Boris is literally missing, and this is the first anyone has noticed.
Yeah.
I believe Pregnant was offering her a sausage.
Yeah, we brought this. Would you like to have a bite? Oh no.
I appreciate you sharing your no doubt delicious.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
But I think back to the point at hand. So he stayed behind.
Yes, he used his power bestowed upon him by Caesar Southwind, apparently, to bring everybody else here. I got here a different way. I didn't realize we were missing Zero.
Okay.
But
she is rubbing at her temples.
Surely we can find a solution. Our dear dwarven friend here happens to know a way to travel between planes. I think it's just a matter of connecting the who-what's-its with the what-have-yous. You know what I mean?
I would be able to handle something if we can figure it out here.
In the midst of everything that's going on, nobody is opening anything to anywhere because we're trying to keep it kind of secure in here. You've noticed there's a bit of a war going on. You start opening portals, things start coming back in through them. That's not good for a siege defense. Now,
reasonable.
I give my avatar full marks for nobility, but minus several thousand points for absolutely no creativity whatsoever. We really kind of used him. Deep breath. As a literal god is trying to calm themselves down.
I did forget that Zero has essentially like the power and soul of Moradin inside of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot that that's what made him the Avatar of War, not just being a mobile weapons platform.
That's what he started as.
I'll say what now?
This complicates things. You see, among other things, Arakanor is his fortress. And more importantly, his wife is here, and she would be very much expecting to see him or something of his spirit.
Would that somehow also aid us in the whole everything else going on out there?
Well, she
could assume.
gestures over to the map. This may hinder us. She points to a blob of red off to the far end of the table. If you were looking outward from the wall, it would be off to the right. You see, we've got an issue there with an incoming force. Now, normally we would be able to head that off, but lately, since her husband has been struck down, Baranar Truesilver, the matriarch of this realm, his now widow, has been, shall we say, distraught. Her quarters of this place have become impassable, and unfortunately, that leaves a segment of the fortress undefended.
Oh.
Yes, having his spirit here really could have turned the tide for us. But at this point, we are just ever so slightly pressed for time.
Okay. Well, I think it would benefit us to find a way and just maybe make a plan to get Zero here somehow. Is there a way we can at least communicate with that realm without necessarily opening up any physical?
Quinn, do you still have your
Transportation.
flask?
Yeah, as I say, Valen, are you able to reach him, or talk to him through your device? I don't know. I mean, Jarrell has that helmet, that fancy helmet that he talks to you in. Do you have a way to reach Zero?
Yes, but we would be using something like the helmet, which is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, the situation has changed somewhat from when we used to be able to communicate more freely. Namely, the enemy at the gates, as it literally were.
Yeah, I can imagine that caused a lot of disruptions up here and well, kind of everywhere. We've been seeing a lot of issues on our realm too.
Quinn, do you think the waters of the Southwind would allow you to travel back to your father's realm and then you could bring back Zero to us while we defend this section of the wall?
I don't know. I literally don't know.
That's a great question.
It's a good question because we didn't try that the first time, so I really don't know if that's actually doable.
It's true. Quinn never actually just, he wasn't the one who chugged
Right.
that water. It was Boris.
Right. And the power didn't come from the water itself. The power came from Caesar himself.
Well, it was
to
the
travel
waters from
between
his
planes.
realm.
Well, yeah, but
It was
The water was
from his
the
realm.
catalyst, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is believed to be the chosen of the South Wind line, like whether that's blood related or whether that's
Associated?
simple selection. Yes,
Yeah.
Boris was not among them.
Well, she was in the party.
Well, no, but what I mean is that like
Oh, right, yeah.
she
as far as
didn't gain the
reaction.
abilities
No.
that
Well,
Quinn did.
Captain
and
Quinn
the-
did.
Well, and the reason why we used Zero was because he is not an actual, like, human, like, not an actual being.
He was
'Cause
able to maintain.
biologically, we could be affected by it, and so we didn't.
He was
Right.
the better conduit,
Right,
for
exactly.
this magic.
Oh no,
Hence-
using
hence-
Zero is absolutely the thing you were supposed to do.
Of course.
I just used having him not being here, which of course he wouldn't be here because I can't play a character and run this at the same time anyway.
Yeah,
But it was a good plot catalyst.
hence
Yeah,
the
and-
lack of creativity.
Okay. Lady Valen, in your godly wisdom, how can we bridge the gap between this realm and that minor plane to bring Zero here in a way that would not expose us to the enemy at the gates, so to speak?
Valen addresses you. We have two different issues with one solution. Or maybe it's two different solutions to one problem. It's unclear, but for she sort of crumples ever so slightly her head into her hands as though she's fighting off a headache or some sort of mental assault.
This is Felix now being curious. Because, what we know about gods is that they're these, mighty, powerful, immortal beings, right? That, literally control, the primordial elements that hold, our fucking worlds together, right? And so, to see one distraught, to see one kind of, not just sort of the pinnacle of all things righteous, holy, and powerful. It's to see one actually show weakness. I feel would cause concern, would it not? Would I know enough about gods to be like this is not good? If we are seeing a god feeling like they can't handle something, what we are dealing with is fucking awful,
Yeah.
epic proportions awful. I'm not sure if there's a roll I need to make for that, or if that is a safe assumption to make here.
So yes, there is some fucked up shit going on at the moment. Yeah, that's safe to assume. But after a moment, Valen regains her composure, but as she kind of raises back to her full height, you can see what looks like a trail of blood, just a very thin nosebleed coming from her right nostril.
I didn't know gods could bleed like that.
She looks ever so slightly more pale.
This is the 11th hour.
I apologize. Vecna tests his power against me directly. It's something of a challenge to fight him off. We should be fine. We should be fine for a little while. Anyway, we have a more immediate threat where we need to get someone, at least a small group, past Baron True Silver's quarters from the wall to get some sort of word to the other side. If we can get them to open a portal from there, we can get some troops over there and head off that incursion. She pauses to catch her breath for a second. Now, if you need something from another realm, you're still going to need to traverse Baron True Silver's quarters. To get to Moradin's Forge, you can open realms to other worlds from there with some sort of security. Beyond that, we can't open a portal to anywhere else without some very legitimate fear that something you can't handle is going to come through after you.
Understood. And I'm sorry. You're going to have to forgive the question. Like we will absolutely handle this if this is, sort of the. I mean, this is, I would assume, sort of the continuation of this whole ascension situation we got going on with Jarrell. But what, like, this is our last defense. Like, what we've heard rumors of, like, gods dying. Who is there anyone left? Like, who's helping?
The situation is dire indeed. The arrival of Lord Jarrell couldn't have come at a better time. We need to buy ourselves just a moment. Fend off this attack. We can give ourselves a few hours. We can see that your ascension is complete, and let me tell you, having Lord Jarrell at the power we need him at is going to be a huge boon to what we are doing here.
Which is ultimately stopping Vecna.
It's ultimately saving ourselves first. Let's not put the cart before the horse here.
Fair.
But yes, save ourselves first. Stop Vecna second. We'll stop Vecna more later. There are probably some intermediate steps. We're going to need to reach out, and there are not many people left to reach out to.
Okay. So what you're saying is we need to send word to the other side when we get through that part of the fortress, essentially, and open a gate to allow you to send troops to that side of the fortress. Is that what I'm understanding correctly?
Yes. We need to be able to move our forces since the quarters of Lady Baranar are impassable. She is truly inconsolable right now. Avoid her at literally any cost possible. I cannot stress this enough.
I mean, if we were able to use the Forge of Moradin to bring Zero, your avatar of war, here, would it behoove us then to go see her, however?
I can't answer that either way, but it couldn't go any worse than not having Moradin with you.
That's fair. Okay. Well, I think that's our plan. I guess, Jarrell, you got your shit together? Are we ready to go, bud?
Jarrell nods and readies his sword and puts the helmet back on.
I also, just because, we've been fighting a lot on our way here. Balin, is there any way before we embark on this that we can find some way to sort of fast track us regaining our strength by any chance?
Yes, but of course. She gestures to a couple of stereotypical seraphim off to the side. These large winged angels come over with what appear to be some very simple cloth bandages.
Okay.
Yeah. And they just come up and examine anybody. If there's any wounds to heal, they simply wrap a cloth bandage around it and they are healed.
What about the regaining of spell slots?
We're getting there.
Okay. That is
after a moment,
detail.
they put their bandages back in their bag, reach out a censer of what appears to be some sort of holy water, and something to flick it around. They reach in, dip the little stick thing in there, and whack it. And as you are hit with this holy water, you are restored of your spell slots.
And everything's fine for me, right? Like no ill effects or anything like that. Like
no current ill effects.
Perfect.
What about
just making sure?
What about sorcery points?
Other long rest things.
All You have the effects of a long rest without having to wait long rest amounts of time.
Thank
about
you,
a-
Dave.
What about a few more Omni bombs?
Hey, listen. We used what we used. Resources were consumed.
We only have 4
Lady
left.
Lady Valen looks around, looks towards her hips, kind of pats them on each side. I seem to not have any on me. We seem to... Oh yes, we seem to be short one god of creation. Perhaps you could go fetch him. She starts tapping her foot.
Okay, yeah, we are on our way, Lady Valen. Jarrell, come on, buddy. Let's on with the justice and the marching. Like, let's go.
Jarrell is out the door before you are. A little bit more pep in his step, for sure.
Yes, a little bit of a sense of purpose.
Yep.
Okay, now, as just a player speaking now, like, our objective is essentially to just make sure I understand this clearly. Like, we have to try to traverse through like this sort of undefended section of the fortress and open a shortcut essentially for celestial forces to march through and defend.
Correct.
Okay. And figure out some fucking way to do that when we get there. Okay, just checking, just making sure I got my facts straight.
Yes, you have mission parameters.
Okay. Would it be safe to assume, Lady Valen, as we're marching out to like the door we saw earlier with the 2 interlocking rings, would that be where we would go to reach this side of the fortress?
The 2 interlocking silver rings are Baron Artrue Silver's symbol. Those would be her quarters, yes.
Her actual quarters, or like her, like that's this just, but that leads to the whole section of the fortress, not just like her personal quarters, correct?
That is the segment that is her personal quarters. It's not simply just a boudoir. It's a god. It is a significant span.
Okay. Okay, so we have to go through there to get to this side of the fortress. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh, good. Okay, just checking. They just got it clear. Thank you. Well, we're on our way. You said to like avoid, to avoid her at all costs.
Avoid her at all costs.
Oh god, we have to be sneaky. I got these motherfuckers clanging around in their armor. We got this loud ass dwarf in Jarrell who can't be quiet to save his life.
Also, who do you not have?
Boris?
No.
Sneakiest of them all.
Right, but also...
the one player that would trivialize the encounters.
You're an asshole.
Some of us can be invisible.
You're an asshole. You deliberately do this when when the person who can't just auto-succeed every check could be here to auto-succeed every check for us. Mm-hmm. You're a dick. You're a real dick. I just want you to know that.
I want you to win. I'm not just going to allow you to win.
Okay.
Can we get a poundage count on chorizo?
I swear to God, if Boris is already waiting for us when we get there, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be real mad.
Because we would do that shit.
We would.
Let's see. What chorizo?
He's gone.
He took the rest. She took the rest of the sausage with her. Light a hand at that shit. It's gone.
Is such sweet
it's
sorrow.
gone. Whether or not it was eaten and given away, taken.
We are trivializing
the past.
We are also trivializing how much just like a pound of sausage is for like a person to eat, and we've talked about now essentially the entirety of a 45-pound sausage that has disappeared. Now, the sausage was also storing 2 of the shards of Vecna. FYI.
Also true. And I think
FYI.
didn't Boris have another one?
Yes, I have another one as well.
I'm
There should
hoping
be one
nobody ate the
that
portion.
one of you has hopefully fucking written down on your character sheet.
Pregnart ate around them and has 2 in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Boris has one in one of her pockets.
Okay.
And
yeah. No,
I want to
don't
make sure
need
that we
any
are
further
also
notation.
clear that never again are we to put these pieces together. Ever. Ever again. Ever again. Ever. Like not ever. Not even once, like not ever. Never. Clear?
How do you spell
Clear?
Vecna?
Vecna.
So yes, you know where you are headed. It is, a little bit of a walk from where you are, but not terribly far. You are unburdened of sausage.
Right? When we get to the door, I'm going to tell Jarrell and look at him and be like, listen, bud. Okay, like I know all of us haven't really had the most success with sneaking around or being quiet in the past. Okay? We happen to be missing, one critical component of this amazing team we got here. So, all I'm saying is that, and I look at Hoblet too as he catches up, like, I believe in us, and I'm looking at just the 2 of you back and forth. Like, I believe in this team. I believe we can be silent. Do you believe you can be silent? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to do that?
Jarrell tries to nod, but then is like kind of looking at his armor, like he's still wearing it and plans on wearing it.
Are you willing to do? I'm so glad you actually picked up on exactly what I was suggesting.
Oh Lord,
are you willing?
Oh God,
to do what needs to be done to make sure that we are not detected?
Certainly.
Jarrell nods.
And then let's start moving.
You're gonna have to help him take off his armor.
I was gonna say, Hoblet goes certainly, just strips down, and he's like, "I'm ready."
Oh no, Hoblet. So I don't know if I can behind the scenes here real quick, but because Felix always is haterating on my lack of quietness,
Not
which is true.
Hating.
I'm being realistic.
I was just gonna cast silence as soon as we started walking.
Yeah, but
that stays on one spot.
Also, that makes us all deaf, so that we can't hear what's going on.
If you have passed without a trace or something like that, that would work. But
like no sound.
I don't.
Anywhere in the area.
All within are deafened. You're right.
Well, Captain.
So people are taking off their armor, though.
That's what he wants me to do.
This is my plan.
But before we do that,
suggesting.
we have 2 bards in the party. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we can inspire our fillers here to make sure that they can pass some of these stealthy maneuvers.
Okay. So I'm just gonna.
Hoblet's already named.
I'm just gonna stop you right there, Hedger. Okay, we're just gonna take a moment. Just gonna take a moment to think about this, okay? Because we are literally all standing by this door, right? Like we have not entered yet. We're still just like we're a group. We're huddling, right? You're going to sing music to inspire our party members to be silent.
I can inspire you with a whisper.
That's hot.
Wow. Yeah.
All of a sudden, Hoblet's literally just taking clothes off after that.
Yeah, Hoblet is hanging
while they're talking, I have stripped down behind them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, before we get too deep into this concept, let's remember, Hoblet, you follow Clangett and Silverbeard, but you are fully aware of who Baronar True Silver is. She is the woman who Clangedon would refer to as his mother. She is the revered mother of the Dwarven Pantheon. You are about to walk into her house, rock out, cock out.
No, I have my cod piece on.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. That makes it so much better.
And
This doesn't make any noise.
right. And she is Clangeddon's mother. So she knows.
Hoblet, I want to
Like-
clarify this. I want to clarify this for you for a second. Us taking our armor off doesn't make our dexterity go up.
It's like
I'm aware.
it's just you're walking into godly grandmother's house in nothing but a codpiece. Is like pretty much what Dave is
It's
suggesting.
entirely the way he just answered that too. He's just like, I'm aware.
Oh, I'm aware. She knows.
Well, no, Hoblet, I'm sorry. I appreciate your efforts here, but you cannot go bearing your dwarven fruit to this here mother of your deity, sir.
Listen, Hedrick.
It's nothing she hasn't seen before.
Is that Hoblet was willing to do what it takes to be silent, and I look over at Jarrell.
Jarrell, as a character, would totally be willing to go along with Fran's plan. John, as a player, knows that this is going to have no impact on my rolls and that we will still make a shit ton of noise no matter what. So,
You'll be making them at disadvantage. So yes,
Yeah.
it does have an
Okay.
impact. You
Okay.
will not be making them at disadvantage.
okay.
Because when you are wearing heavy armor, that makes a lot of noise, you make stealth rolls at disadvantage. So yes, taking off all that heavy, cumbersome, clanky metal armor definitely helps you be more silent.
But I still have a -1 to stealth.
In addition,
Yeah, it doesn't change your dexterity. It just changes the fact that you don't have to roll 2 dice and take the lower one.
Right.
I'm going to walk up to both Hoblet and Jarrell and tickle their shoulders and say, with Cat's grace, you will be silent.
Perfect.
So you guys now have advantage on dexterity checks.
Yes.
If
Thank you, Mike. Thank
you
you,
will
Mike.
only have advantage on those dexterity checks if you are not wearing heavy armor.
Okay.
Right.
Otherwise, you are just at regular vantage.
Right. Okay. So now,
Correct.
what's my AC now?
Same.
Well, 10
Oh, you're taking the armor off.
plus your dexterity bonus.
Right. So it's
That's your AC.
9.
And
Fantastic.
if you use a shield,
There it is.
if you use a shield, it's +2 to that.
Okay.
Just don't drop it.
So you know.
Great.
So if you're wearing, if you're using a shield,
Right.
your AC
right,
would be
Howlett,
11.
Right, Howlett. You're getting why this sucks so bad, but we're doing it.
The best part about all of this is it's gonna be like someone like me or Hedrick that ends up screwing this all up.
Shut up! Don't even put it out there. Like, why would you even say that? Before, no, we are not putting that kind of energy onto this plan. This is foolproof.
Yeah, the frog won't bring any attention to us while we're stealthing away.
I know that Pregnart.
The
knows
frog
what to do
is
here.
the least likely to draw attention out of all of you.
And actually, also, real quick, Pregnart.
Yes.
Pregnart, are you comfortable being sneaky?
I can sneak, yes. I
Are
like
you
to
ready?
be sneaky. I like to be sneaky, yes. I like to
Okay.
be I'm sneaky. This is my sneaky voice. I like a sneak.
Perfect. See, we're ready. As I look at my dexterity real quick and just check that I am also not great. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not like amazing. I'll figure it out. Okay. Well, Jarrell, have you taken your armor off?
I imagine Pregnart helped me. Yeah.
Oh, you can't do it by yourself.
We've determined that Jarrell
Yeah.
very much struggles with taking off all of his armor on his own.
I mean, he's
Oh,
already
no. And-
not very dexterous as it is, right?
Like
Taking
even
armor off is very difficult.
yeah, And it's even established, like in real life, like taking off plate mail armor on your own, you mess up the straps, and like then it takes twice as long to put the shit on.
Look, I can't be super helpful because I'm really short, but I'll at least unbuckle like your shin guards.
Right.
This is going to take at least 10 minutes.
Yep.
Hedrick will use his inspiring leader.
It does take 10 minutes to doff heavy armor, right? So
It does.
Yes, and in the meantime, just cued in the background, played in the silence of your own heads, dear audience, is "You Sexy Thing" by Hot Chocolate.
So in this 10 minutes, the inspiring leader grants everybody 18 temporary hit points, which gets stacked on top in case we run into anything hairy. And those things last, I don't know if it's like a day or until I cast a spell again,
it's either until I'm pretty sure it's either until we lose them, they are replaced by another set of temporary hit points, or we long rest.
Right. Okay. So he's going to sing a little song about his little green friend to inspire the rest of you. Bum 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 bum. Now let me tell you about a friend of mine. He's covered in thin layer of slime, but his disposition will bring a smile to your face. Bum 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 bum. He's a fan of all cured meats, and when he's not cooking treats, Hill's known for casting spells all over the place. Bum 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 bum. See, he's a hoppin' poppin' sorcerer, an anti-gravity proportioner with arcane skills of unnatural force. Bum 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 bum. So if you encounter my green amigo animating your favorite gazebo, well, you'll know that's old Pregnard, of course. Bum 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 bum.
Wow.
I'm always feeling like he can never outdo himself, and then he does.
He does. And he does.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's my new favorite.
How does your party earn temporary hit points? Because we get a song. All right, nice.
Wow.
How many temporary?
The party has temporary hit points. People are feeling it. Hoblet is disturbingly nearly naked.
And they're
Morel
great.
is, at least decently dressed.
And now they have the grace of a cat. Actually, yeah, they have the grace of a cat.
Yep.
Wish I would have asked Quinn to cast it on me too.
Yep.
But it's okay.
I mean, you still can.
I have too much. No, I have too much pride to ask now that I.
Yeah. I mean, a cat with a 2 drink minimum.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I feel like that would put us at a severe disadvantage. Quinn. Hey, buddy.
Yes.
You got any more of that? That grace, that cat's grace.
I suppose. He just tickles your shoulder. By cat's grace, you will be silent.
All right, thanks, buddy. You're a real pal. Thank you. I don't often ask Quinn for help, as you can, it's just like a.
Did you feel the damage to the ego?
No.
Did you
no,
take three hit points for that?
No. No. Not even a scratch. Barely a flesh wound. Anyways, moving on from no, Felix is definitely not uncomfortable and is going to look at the team now. And hopefully Jarrell has been undressed and has his appropriate clothes on.
Yeah. What's appropriate for sneaking through a god's house?
I don't know, your clothes. The normal clothes you wear when you're not wearing your armor. I don't know, clothing.
He just has like his vestment, like robe stuff.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. I say we enter.
Okay. The door opens with one of those.
The door be super creaky.
Oh,
come on!
Yeah.
Come on!
No! Oh, dude.
Say it!
The hollowest, creakiest door you've ever heard. It's the stereotypical haunted house creak.
Does anybody have any oil? 0 would be good for that.
Okay, we've already opened it.
Okay.
Right.
The door opens and echoes in a hollow, darkened hallway.
So, after it opens, I kind of like put my arms up to like hold everybody from like moving, and just like sit there for a beat. Make sure there's no sounds, no reactions from within. Everything is super chill. Still. Okay, cool. We can slowly make our way forward. Oh, I have a flask of oil. We can put some stuff on some hinges if we need to in the future for any future hinges we encounter for future doors.
Hey, how do you know a door's creaky until it starts creaking?
You just oil it. You just oil it preemptively if you can see the hinges.
If you can see hinges, just oil them.
Just oil them. Let's just oil every hinge we see that we plan to move.
Okay. I'll just make a note here.
No! Why did I introduce this mechanic?
I don't know. Why did you?
Because I thought it would be fun. It's going to be fun.
Of course it's going to be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Horses are way too low a challenge rating creature for me to beat them after they're dead.
Yeah.
I can reanimate it for you.
Well, they say Hoblet also loves doors.
True.
The hallway ahead of you is about 15 feet wide. It's dark. There's no light in here, and it extends at least 60 feet off into the distance. There are paintings on the wall every maybe 10, 15 feet or so. They're all covered in black drapes. There are some pieces of furniture along the walls, like those, and some of the tables are broken. But otherwise, nothing in this hallway.
I say we quietly travel down the hallway. Slowly. For those 60 feet.
Yeah.
And just like take a look at some of the doors or any passageways or anything like that as we pass by them. But just keep heading down the hallway.
And Felix sort of like
Don't-
makes hand motions
don't open-
to communicate all this very clearly to all of us. He's
Mhm.
looking, motioning, making this one. This means that.
Yeah, hey, Felix, if you are in fact doing that, just keep me, intelligence roll modified by whatever you modify your intelligence by.
Can I make it a performance check instead?
Sure, we'll make it a performance check. I'll take it.
Just try to lean on whatever charisma-based
Yeah.
skills I could use.
Give the
It sounds
warlock
reasonable to have that be a performance check, sure.
Okay. that's an 8.
Oh.
It's extravagant and completely unintelligible. I mean, he does really cool things. It's like the people making really cool hand puppets and stuff.
It makes
And-
sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like the third base coach really communicating some really clutch batting strategy, but it just looks really.
We've done this before. You don't know what you're doing. You're just doing things with your hands. You don't know what those words mean.
Hedrick doesn't see shit. He's just trying to hold on to somebody with dark vision.
I'm sorry, is it dark in here? Like completely
Yes,
dark?
It is. It is actual dark in here.
Oh, good
Son
thing
of
I
a
have dark
bitch.
vision. What,
I didn't want to
Felix,
do it
you have
again.
dark vision.
But
I do, but Hedrick
Yes.
doesn't.
I am the only one? Pregnant? You have
I
dark
don't think
vision?
Pragnite does.
I don't
either.
have dark vision.
Well, hold on to me, little buddy.
why?
I'm making a conga line with these guys. Oh no. Who
Jarrell
are you?
can-
Well, hold on. If Pregnart is hanging on to Hedrick, then who is Hedrick hanging on to?
Right.
What is this conga line of adventurers we have going on right
I'll
now?
roll a d4. 3, I'm hanging on to Quinn.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
So, like,
I'm reaching for you. I'm
Hedrick's
reaching out
trying
for
to
you.
grab Quinn's
Christ.
hand, and Quinn keeps like pulling his hand away. If Jarrell notices this, he will pick up the Pregnart. Because Pregnart's kind of little.
Pregnart, it still lets Hedrick wander. Pregnart's holding on to Hedrick.
I imagine that like Pragnar could still hold Hedric's hand while Jarrell's holding Pragnar.
Let's be fair though. So in the essence of all this, right? Quinn has this flowing jacket on, this coat, right?
The comforter.
So I feel like, yeah, the comforter. I feel like Hedrick, even though he's trying to get to Quinn, he just ends up with like a billow of the coat. So
Right.
Quinn doesn't even notice that Hedrick has actually attached to it.
This is my
Yes.
personal bubble cape.
As
Yeah,
it
if anything,
turns
I'm-
out, you guys are the heroes of Talduria, and you're the reigning world champions at leaving Hedrick alone in the darkness. to die.
And if anything, I'm just holding your train.
Right,
So it
exactly.
doesn't get dirty.
You can
Oh
hold my train
God.
anytime.
Okay. I hate to ask this question because we haven't asked this question in a very long time, and this is probably a bad time to ask this question. But when was the last time anybody saw Dilbertram?
He
Why
was
you gotta
left
bring
behind.
that shit up in a time like
I think
this?
we clarified that he was left behind a while
He's
ago.
not here, right? He
Yeah,
was
You
no.
definitely left behind.
successfully pretended he wasn't here to the point where you actually can't find him.
We've lost him. Okay.
Because when we went through the portal, the original portal, it was only us and my squire, because he was the only one near us, and I
No,
do
perfect.
think
Just making sure that the only stories that escape all of this are the ones that we're bringing back with us. That's all.
right.
Yeah, I've always assumed that Dilbertram went to publish my stories.
Uh-huh.
I just assumed he'd be back at some point.
Of course.
Okay. Just checking. Stooge is gone. We're okay. So yeah, we're just quietly and slowly sneaking our way through this hallway
Yep.
while I'm
Please.
making weird gestures to everybody.
The party does sneak along, and at the end of this hallway, which by the way is 120 feet from where you entered, there is a door. It is closed.
We see the hinges.
You do see the hinges. They appear to be hinges.
Cool. So I'm gonna pull out one of my 2 flasks of oil.
Okay. Does this
And-
flask of oil have some way of actually squeezing the oil into there, or is it just like a flask of oil with like a, twist top or something?
So Quinn just kind of silently puts his finger up to Felix, and he takes out his bottle of perfume, and he unscrews the top, the spray piece, the poof poof, right? And he gives that to Felix.
Felix
That's
is
not work,
stunned.
It's
right?
called an atomizer.
At the ingenuity that Quinn has just brought to the table here.
That is fucking brilliant. And I just want to
Mhm.
make a quick check, and yeah, the threading matches up perfectly.
Oh, you love to see it. So yeah, uncork it, thread it on there, and yeah, just start spritzing oil all over the hinges of this door.
Meanwhile,
All right.
Quinn is also tipping his perfume bottle onto his fingers and just kind of dabbing a little bit. He's freshening up while he's at it.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I have taken it as having happened that Quinn smells fantastic.
Fantastic.
You are
But-
such an asshole. This is Fran talking. You are such an
The whole
asshole.
group, the whole group smells
Listen,
fantastic.
y'all reacted to it. I don't know if Dave was gonna do anything until y'all reacted.
You are such an asshole. You are so
I
Quinn.
I knew right away what I'm
Quinn.
going to do with this.
Listen, I have to play
It
the
was very
character.
clear.
You are so Quinn.
It was the Quinn thing to do.
Can you at
It
least
is-
give him, can you at
Pulls
least
a
give him
hero move and then
inspiration?
totally fucks it over.
I really do. I really do love that. So Quinn, take this on the record that you have adult onset inspiration.
Yes.
Oh,
He's gonna need it.
God.
You will need it.
I know at what point in the episode I'm giving this, so I want to make sure it is an adult onset. It will carry on.
I
Carry your
am-
token.
I am mean mugging Quinn right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Quinn has
You
no idea
got
why
that
either.
face.
He's actually annoyed that you're doing it, Tim, because he literally just gave you the most ingenious thing in
Right.
the world.
While I am spraying the hinges of this door, I am giving you the mean mug because now all I smell is whatever shit you just
Lavender.
put on your body. Great. Cool. Glad you smell good.
Well,
When we're trying to be speaking. Oh, you could just.
I don't understand.
Well, no, because Felix is not actually saying any of the things that are running
Yeah,
through his head
and
right now. He's just
Quinn is
looking
just
at
shaking
you
his head at you.
very angrily. Once I feel the hinges have been adequately lubricated, I will gesture for someone more graceful than I to open said door.
Okay.
If the hinges are visible,
Not
it would
us.
be very
But you
obvious
are
that
graceful.
Me?
I made you graceful.
I am extra graceful. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll try to
I
open
am.
the door now.
Uh-huh.
Now you're all fighting over the grace.
I am extra graceful. Yeah, I'm gonna open the door after I feel like it's been adequately lubricated.
Okay. The door is lubed up.
And ready to go.
Oh, it is.
And if we can see the hinges, I'm going to assume that means I have to pull. Is there a pull ring on said door?
There is a standard doorknob like you would find in a house.
I'm going to give it a quick spritz as well. Right, like where like the knob meets like the other piece of metal that you know what I mean is like in the you know what I mean just to make sure that there's no like I want complete silence when I try to open this door. I do not want to be the one responsible for fucking this up before Quinn inevitably does. Like I do not want to be that guy. You put perfume on him and we're trying to be sneaky. Do not oh wow me.
The perfume bottle was already opened.
Oh boy. I will
I love
spray
this
some
so
of the
much.
oil on the doorknob and still mean mugging Quinn. Still communicating solely through facial expression to Quinn. And then I will turn the doorknob and gently pull on the door.
Your disdain is baleful as the noonday sun. You open the door and pull it towards you silently. The room beyond is well lit by hard and angular, but with a soft white light, oil lanterns on the wall. The room itself is maybe about 50 by 50. There are a few round tables in the middle. They have some chairs around them, but the tables themselves are empty. The chairs themselves also sit empty.
Jarrell
or-
would. Sorry.
There's a door at the far end of the room and at either on the left and right walls at the exact center. It's a perfect square room, by the way.
Cool. Jarrell would like to extinguish one of the fires.
Okay. The lanterns are on either wall, about halfway between the door and the wall, so there are 8 in total in the room. Which one would you like to do?
The closest on the right.
Closest on the right. So the one on the wall that you, from the door that you entered on the right, and you do extinguish it. The room is 1/8 less dim than it was, or less bright than it was before. More dim,
Can Jarrell kind of like turn the lantern to get the oil out of it?
Yes, you could, and you can drain the oil from said lantern.
I'm gonna put that into a water skin and give it to Felix for more oil for later.
You have a small amount of somewhat flammable oil.
Cool. And Jarrell kind of shrugs, like, is it helping? I'm not sure.
So we have gone from one room to one room, right? Oh,
I was gonna say I point at the still rather full flask of oil that I've just been spritzing oil out of, right? And not actually like dumping oil out of, and then point at my bag of holding, like open it up and just like slightly take out another flask of oil and then put it back in,
Jarrell
just
puts his
shrug and be
water
like,
skin of oil in your pocket of holding and then just continues on.
cool.
Just
Okay.
trying to be helpful.
I noted it that you were definitely trying to be helpful.
It's also flammable, but he doesn't say that. He just figures you would know that.
Okay.
So we're going from room to room.
Yes.
Yes.
Just as a casual inquiry, does anybody have a passive perception better than 15?
That's the one person who's not here, so
Again, the one
Yes,
person who is
Boris
not here.
does.
Boris does,
Oh.
for sure. Well, wait, Hoblet, what's yours?
14.
God
Oh,
damn
wow.
it. You're like you're the other person who has the highest wisdom here.
Mm-hmm.
Damn
Fuck.
shame about that.
What is passive calculated by? Because I might have done it wrong.
It's 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom bonus. Well,
Yeah.
proficiency only if you're proficient in perception. If not, then it's just literally 8 plus your wisdom bonus.
No, I'm good. Not over 15.
I believe that's how it's calculated.
That sounds right. It's somewhere in the book, and I calculate it once. And
Actually, no, sorry, 10. 10 plus the modifier, because my wisdom is 10 with the modifier of 0, and my passive perception is 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, my wisdom is 0. And my proficiency is 5. So 8, right?
Nope, it would be
That's fine.
it would be 10 is the base, it looks like. So because you're proficient, it would be 15.
I'm not proficient in
You're not
perception.
proficient. No.
So just
then
10.
It would just be 10.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I've got it marked on here as 13, so that is definitely
13.
wrong.
I mean, unless
Oh, wait a minute.
unless
thought
you
it
have
was-
like a feat or something that affects
I
that.
don't know. I don't know.
I might have 15. I just realized because I'm like proficient pretty much in everything.
Okay, hold on. Let me
I don't
look
think
it
I
up.
updated mine.
I haven't
Yeah.
looked it up in a while. So, it's passive skills or passive perception is 10 plus creature's wisdom modifier, as well as any other bonuses or penalties. If a creature has advantage, add 5 for disadvantage, subtract 5. So, if you're proficient, you would have So if you're proficient in perception, you get the bonus.
Okay.
Okay, so I do have 15 then.
Yeah.
Mine's not updated.
Yep.
So
James?
I do, Dave. Quinn has 15 perception.
Get it, Quinn.
I did think that was odd that I didn't
Okay.
have a higher perception.
it seems you hear the howl of wind, like a steady, low woo.
From like the room ahead.
You can't tell from where.
I just I put my finger up to the group and I just tap my ear.
Okay, like now we're all like actively like listening.
Well, if you want to actively perceive, then the first person who would like to can make a perception check.
Fuck that, not me.
James was making a remark, room to room.
No, we can finish it. We can sort this out. I feel like I'm gonna put my armor back on if that's kosher.
No.
We're not sneaking up on anyone. If we walk into
but-
a room and there's somebody in there and I want to fight, I'm naked.
Who's
we're
been
not-
carrying your armor?
Who are
though?
we fighting?
Me.
We're in your God's white
first of all,
mother's.
we can't have this debate. So what I'm going to look at is I'm going to see Hoblet like eyeing his armor in his bag or whatever it's wherever it's being stored.
Yeah, there's nobody in this room.
I'm gonna just like give him like the emotion, like fucking cut it out. Like no, like you can't abandon the plan one fucking room in.
We're 2 rooms in. We're gonna open the door. I'm gonna be stuck here with my dick in my hand.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much when
It's
you are
fine.
like this.
I
What do
feel
you
it's
like
not
this?
Fucking.
So the Hoblet
Do you
clock
like
has
this?
started.
Yeah,
No
it's
shit.
starting though.
No
It's
shit,
starting.
it has. Oh god.
Oh, the
Fucking
Hoblet
damn it.
clock has started.
I mean, I'm running around naked here. We're here to fucking.
God. You said you have a cod piece on. That means you
Yeah.
are not naked.
I'm naked to my enemies.
Okay, that's fair.
All my important bits are out.
When the wind is slightly louder, anyone with a passive perception of 14 or better can hear it now.
No, I was about to make an active perception check before Hoblet started fucking eyeing up his armor like he wanted to put it back on already. So I'm gonna perceive because Quinn pointed to his ears, and I'm listening to my team.
Okay, well then perceive.
I drew that out of my dice tray. 17.
17, yes. It's maybe not so much the wind, a low moan or a
Yeah, it's her. It's her.
So-
It's her. Does it sound like it's getting closer?
It's getting louder.
Yeah, I'm gonna motion for everybody to back the fuck up, and we are going to close this door all but a crack so we can still look into it, but not like, necessarily, be like standing there.
So, are we
Yeah.
literally just like our heads
We're lined
are
up
piled
Three
on top of
Stooges
each
like
other?
yeah. Three
Yes, they are.
Stooges style.
And just for reference again, how far was the closest door behind us outside of the one, the one that we're like looking at right now?
you that was about 120-foot hallway that you went
good.
from all the way across.
Oh,
The
good.
door
Okay.
you just came in is a perfectly square room, 50 by 50.
Okay. But we are in the room.
Which direction is
We're in
the
the
moaning coming from?
You would have to perceive actively for a moment because right now all you know is that it is getting louder.
Jarrell rolled a 15.
A 15 can't quite tell that yet.
I just say we back up. I say we back up and try.
I don't want to back up and have her behind us. She could be in front of us or behind us.
Okay.
We don't.
Is there anything? Is there anything in this room that we can hide in, under, behind?
Just as a quick thing, just to kind of put it out there, that 120-foot hallway that you came in through from outside of Baron Archer Silver's quarters had no doors in it.
At all?
Yeah. How do you propose she's going to sneak up behind you in that hallway?
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
see, there we go.
Good.
So she's
Good.
good.
Clarifying that.
That being said, is there anywhere we can hide?
There are the 5 tables in the center of the room. It's possible you could hide under those. I don't really know. You could go back into the darkened hallway you came in through. That's a possibility. I can't guarantee that either of those would be safe for you. And
Of
you
course
don't
not.
know what door that this noise is coming from. Only that it is coming closer to where you are.
I don't like that, and I don't know how to signal to everybody that we need to fucking get out, and like make sure that like we have to steer clear of this person, right? So, or this goddess. So I'm gonna just like again start motioning, like putting my hands over my eyes, like this is the motion for like we gotta stealth. We gotta and then pointing back toward the door we came in from, oh my god, please get the message that we need to hide.
Jarrell will, I guess, try to move towards the door that Felix is motioning towards, hoping that she won't come all the way towards the actual, where Valen was and all that stuff. Hopefully she's trying to stay in her area and knows that this is kind of the end of it, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to start moving towards the darkened hallway.
Okay, so Felix is heading back towards the darkened hallway. Jarrell, you indicated you were headed that way as well?
Yep.
Okay, the rest of you, anybody doing anything differently?
Yeah, is everybody? I feel like everybody should be doing that.
I'm holding on to Pregnart, who has been picked up by Jarrell. So I'm in the train.
Okay, safe to assume everyone is headed back for the darkened hallway.
I don't know, I see Hoblet making a fucking face at this suggestion.
So
We'll see what
what
happens.
are you?
I'm going.
Okay, sounds good. Everyone goes back to the hallway, and I would say if you wanted to peer out from the darkened hallway into the room, you could do so stacking your heads a la the Three Stooges. There's enough height difference where all 6 of you Stooges can stack appropriately. It makes for a dashing scene that could probably be animated very well by an aspiring fan. It would be super cool. Don't actually do this.
If you really like us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the noise gets closer, and the door to your right. Let's say you came in from the south, just for purposes of illustrating this on my map. The door to the east opens, and a disheveled-looking dwarf enters the room.
Like
Almost
dwarf-sized or like dwarf god-sized? Because I remember like Klangen was like massive.
This one is just normal dwarf-sized.
Okay.
Looks like out of the ring, like, black hair just in front of their face. And they snap their head to the left and to the right. You can hear them sniff. What is this I smell? Kind of oil?
Oh, no, it's not me.
And she goes over to where the torch on the wall has been turned over.
No.
Oil? No, and trying to cover something. Perfume. Moradin, are you bringing a woman in here and trying to cover it up with
Woman?
oil? I see through you, you snake! And she lashes out her right hand, and crackling power obliterates the tables in the center of the room.
I'm so glad I decided not to hide under those tables.
So glad I decided not to screw your plan and go hide under those tables anyways.
Does Hoblet have any sort of thought leaking through his mind that maybe just maybe that there was this was that there's sometimes Felix has good plans, like good ideas and good instincts.
No. Coincidence.
No, coincidence. Okay. All right. It's curious.
Okay. All right. Oh.
When I see her turning over the room and also heard her sniffing, I'm going to start backing away now from this whole like head bob situation we got going on. And I'm going to move, we'll say 50 feet back down the darkened hallway. I can see clearly from here still. So
Okay.
I'm going to observe from a distance.
And through the closed door, you're going to leave that door open.
Listen, these chuckle fucks can follow me and try to close the old door themselves, but I am now moving away from the source
of the exploding table.
Give us away. and what's going to give us away.
Yeah.
Which is Quinn covered in fucking perfume.
Yep.
Okay, so what do the rest of you do? Let's just kind of go maybe up through the stack. Let's see, who would be the next shortest? Hoblet, do you stay with the door, or do you leave the door and go back down the hallway?
Do I have any indication that she is coming this way soon?
If you are looking, you cannot quite see that. She is currently seething at the pile of destroyed wood that were the 5 tables in the middle of the room. She starts walking towards the pile.
Yeah, I'll go back about 20, 25 feet. I'll just go slowly, like dramatically slow to piss off Felix a little bit, I feel like.
I really like that exaggeratedly slow creep, and I absolutely want that for you.
To be fair, he's still doing what I want him to do. So like, I'm not mad about how he's doing it. He's still following the plan.
And I don't want to sully this with a stealth check just yet. So we're going to take it as read that you don't go knocking anything over and you get your nice creep going. And I'm just going to bat my way through your on this one. See, the next tallest would be Pregnart. Pregnart, what do you do in this situation?
I'm going to use message to whisper a message to Quinn that no one can overhear. and ask him if I can quickly and stealthily use shape water to just wash some of the fucking perfume off of him.
Okay, I have an idea here. Hold on.
Queen?
First
Queen?
of all, can you hold on? You have to do it in the real Pregnart voice because it's mental.
Yes. No, I'm in my Pregnart sneaky voice too. So I'll say,
Queen.
Didn't he talk like an actual a educated, sophisticated man in his own mind? Wasn't that a thing with Pregnart?
yeah, but this is whispered. This is
Completely
whispered.
forgot about
This
that.
is not. This
Yeah.
is not. This is not. My
The internal monologue.
though. This is a whisper message.
Okay.
I can point to Quinn,
Good
whisper
callback,
a message to him. Yes, excellent callback. And he can reply with a whisper. Nobody can overhear.
Oh, so I can reply.
Yeah, you can reply, and nobody can overhear.
What does it sound like?
Queen. Can I use shape water and take some of this stupid perfume off you?
Queen, get to the reactor.
You have to whisper back. If the
I
spell's
know.
called whisper, so it's important that you whisper back. I think that really kind of sells it.
The spell's called message.
Or message, whatever, but it says you whisper, so I don't care.
I think how Quinn would respond to this.
Stupid perfume.
If you think it's best, then yes, do it now. Do
All
it now.
Dave, do you have any? Do you have any stipulations for how I cast this shape water cantrip
Well,
to wash?
Does it have verbal or somatic components?
No, I don't.
No, that's why I didn't do
It
invisible.
would have to have it. It'd have to have at least one of them.
Oh, what does somatic mean? I don't know.
Matic is
V-
gestures.
VSM. Yeah.
Okay, it just
V is
says
verbal.
Yeah, Sam.
Oh,
So it,
no, yeah,
instead
it's
of the
S.
components.
It's S.
Just
Somatic. It is
S.
Somatic, yes. Just
Okay.
somatic.
So
All
then
right.
you can do it. Then you would be able to do it silently, right? Because you don't have to speak any word to make it happen. You would just gesture your hands or do something like that, and it would happen.
Yeah.
I am going to say this is one of those places where you risk it for the biscuit, so you can do that, but I would like you to make a stealth check to make
Biscuits.
sure that your wild gesturing that you would do for casting this spell doesn't draw any undue attention.
All right, and I am doing that at advantage, right?
What is conferring you this advantage?
Didn't
You don't have
Quinn's-
Cat's Grace.
Oh, okay.
He gave it to me and Hoblet and Jerome.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I only
here it
have
is.
3 spell slots.
Here it is for the whole enchilada, guys. That's a 15.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. I give
Good.
Quinn a little bit of a makeshift sponge bath.
And Quinn no longer smells. Do you stay at the door, Pregnart?
I'm being carried by
Um,
Jarrell.
Oh, are
no.
you being carried? Okay.
He
all
never.
right, then I
he
will,
never said he put me down.
You are being led or carried by Jarell, yes.
Okay. I will make sure that your movement is tied to Jarrell. Quinn, I would say you are the next tallest out of the group. What are you doing?
Sure, I do want to correct you, and it's not that Quinn smells; it's that he no longer smells fantastic. Just wanted to. He doesn't smell.
I hate you.
He still smells. He still
Odors
smells
are
pretty good.
effectively neutralized.
I didn't hear a word you said, Dave.
Any outward odors are effectively neutralized.
Okay, all right, great. So Quinn kind of takes the signal to also back up, but he's not going to back up quite as far as Felix. Let's say 30 feet, like right behind Hoblet.
Okay, Quinn, that is done then. Edric, you would be maybe the next on here. What are you doing?
Hedrick is holding on for dear life. He hears this commotion, obviously, like furniture being upended that he did not see.
Well, no, you would have seen it in the room because the room was lit. The hallway is not.
Oh, that's right, the torches. Right. So he's still, he's trying to be as stealthy as he can, but he is just hanging on in this train. Like, he is not going to draw any more attention to himself. He has a reaction prepared if attention is drawn to himself.
So he's with Pregnard and Jarrell because he's also dark vision less.
Okay, so you are staying by Jarrell as well, and you see at this point Baranar reaches down into the rubble of the tables. Jarrell, you are the last. What are you doing?
Jarrell would be backing up.
Jarrell would also be backing up. Okay, since everyone else is going with you, do you close the door on your way away?
No. I wouldn't want to risk making noise. Yep.
Okay.
It's so well oiled.
As you let go of the door swings silently, but does swing open so that the light from the room illuminates this hallway that you are all in. Or would if you allow the door to continue to open.
Oh, so it is opening as I'm moving away?
Yes, it is. If
okay,
you
well
just
then
leave
I would have to try to.
Volatile.
I would have to very gently close it, if I could.
Okay, you close the door as you walk away. And how far away do you move?
Just back to where the group is, kind of to regroup there.
Okay, so maybe about 30 feet, and we will put Jarrell plus there. Okay, the door closes. And after a second, what sounds like a table leg just goes thunk, sticks through the door. I'll find you wherever you are, you reprobate. And then it sounds like a little more thrashing going on. And then the room quiets.
Okay. Like Felix lets out like a sigh of relief. I'll start walking back towards the door with the table leg now sticking out of it.
Yep. And it is, a table leg that is just impaled directly through the door. Maybe that leg was about 2 feet long. It is exactly 12 inches on either side, sticking out through this wooden door.
Okay.
It takes like hurricane level force to do this sort of thing.
Right. I will try to gingerly crack the door.
Okay.
And just like, one eye look in.
The door is cracked. You look in. And aside from the wreckage you had already previously seen of the tables having been destroyed, the room is exactly as you had seen it before, but now completely empty.
Okay. I'm just gonna like signal to the crew who can see me and like wave them back towards the door.
Yeah. And let's say the crew enters the room, the one sort of lit area, and now I have a place where you all are. I know what has happened. You, as a party, however, do not know which door Baranar True Silver has left through.
We might be able to work that out.
We'll see. And that is a mystery that I will leave you to ponder until next week. If you like us, we can be found on the internet. We're in such places as Reddit/r/Hapless Heroes podcast. If you were to search Hapless Heroes podcast on Facebook, you find us as well. At Hapless Heroes on both Twitter and the Gram will lead you to our pages in those respective places. And a pinned post or a sticky or some sort of indicator on each of those accounts will lead you to the crown jewel of our internet presence, our Discord server, where you can meet, greet, and hang out with us and be part of our ever-growing community of people who are enthusiastic about D&D, but also about life and, being awesome. And it's a great place. We would love to have you as part of our community. Please come join us there. Now, if you really like us, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. At this point, at this part of the podcast, I trust that you've probably not just stumbled upon us randomly, and if you have, please, I encourage you, after this, get some context. Go back at least to the nearest recap, if not the beginning, because this is it's a show with a rich history, and I think you might really enjoy yourself, listening to the catching up to here. I promise it'll be well worth your time. But if you do that and you do find it is worth your time, how about you leave us a 5-star review on that podcast service? And, let's say your podcast service doesn't allow it. You could leave it in a channel on our Discord called 5 Stars. If we do see it there, we will read it. It's the sort of thing we do. So we can recognize you as the 5-star human being that you are.
Yeah, we got one more here from, I believe it is Blunt Raps 69.
Discretion.
And they say, I stumbled across this podcast February last year, 2020, and it quickly became a part of my workday. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, this is truly a 5-star podcast with a 5-star cast of chuckle fucks.
Yeah.
That is an accurate description, I'd say.
5-star word.
And thank you. 5 stars to you, my friend.
Is that where you got that? That you just
69.
Is that what just inspired you to call us all chuckle fucks?
Dude, chuckle fucks is totally something that I've said before, and that we've also that's a term that's been around for a long time now.
And are you Blunt Rap 69?
No. Nope.
Anyhow, if you really, really like us, you could donate to our Patreon, patreon.com/haplessheroes. And we have a variety of reward tiers, and one of them gives you access to a patron lounge channel where we do all of our posting with our pinkies in the air, and you can get access to some of our greatest bloopers and outtakes and a little bit of Hedrick's head, and there's some really good stuff. And if you join there, it might be a good thing. But at any level you donate at, it keeps our podcast running, pays our hosting fees and occasionally equipment upgrades. It keeps us running, keeps us ad-free. It's a good time for everybody. So thank you.
And if you like us, right now, you like us, Sally Field, and the whole deal, go check out shop.a24films.com and look at this, The Green Knight, a fantasy role-playing game. A24 apparently made like a tabletop role-playing game module set for a couple of their films, and most importantly, The Green Knight, the movie that they made that just came out, which was really good, really cool. And but like they have one for like Midsummer, and I think The Lighthouse, and maybe The Lobster. I don't know, but it costs $35. Buy this thing and let us know how it is, because I'm very curious. I don't know if I'm gonna do it myself.
That's doable.
That was definitely
It's fucking
doable.
cool.
Yes.
I just wanted to promote this thing that they made. It's fucking cool.
It does actually sound pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's not even sponsored. We are not sponsored by them.
We're not.
If they want to, give us your money.
If you like us right now, you like us. Go buy it and try it out and let us know how you like it.
Yep.
And
Easy.
to facilitate your ability to do that, we are going to release you in an orderly fashion. We're going to do so by outroing our cast, starting from my right with the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom, portrayed by Francesca.
I really hope they keep listening to my plans.
To his right, as Lord Jarrell the Light, we have John.
Until next time.
To his right, as Hedrick the Entertainer, we have Phil.
I'm not really known for being quiet, but in this situation, I'm going to keep it really quiet.
To his right, as Pregnart, we have Zach.
Stupid perfume. I think it's canon. I do not like perfume. No, stupid perfume. Stupid.
And to his right, the wearer of the perfume, Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, played by Mike.
I do love to smell fantastic.
To his right, the most fantastic smelling of us all, Hoblet the Smasher, played by James.
I'm feeling a little exposed here.
And my name is Dave. I've been your host and Dungeon Master for this evening. We will see you next time. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Catch you on the flip side.
On the flippy side. Flip flop.